All right, welcome back. Aw. So, are we heading back to base? I think so. One good hill. Your base. Did they already park our exotic for us? No, they left it there. That was a cool find, and being able to actually afford it at 5 mil was... What were the odds of that? Here, excuse me for a second. Thank you. Ha 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 ha. It's not 19, and it is not worth that much. That's the display bug. The second one we checked was 19. Plus 6, wasn't it? 19 plus 4. No, 19 plus 4 is what... That's 19 plus 4. That's 19 plus 4. And it's worth about 3 mil. That is 16 plus 4. And is not worth 10 mil. But there's a display bug. That confused the heck out of me until I saw it enough times to at least recognize when the bug is displaying something incorrectly. Well, if I can't find a scanner mod soon enough, I'm gonna start looking for a movement mod and just buy a movement mod and get started with that. And then we'll have to wait on the scanner. But then I'm gonna see a scanner mod and go crazy. Yeah. Alright, I've already gone crazy, so I suppose none of that matters. This guy is awfully purple. I do like purple, but apparently I picked a very purple overseer. You are back! I'm so glad, friend. I will extract the storage blueprint as soon as I have the data. Good to see the Gek is so invested in the success of our home. They're clearly happy to see me, energized for the task at hand. Here's your blueprint as promised. A trivial task. Their code was just sitting there to be manipulated. 9 items learned. And just like that, we got all the storage containers. This is huge. Somehow in our first save, how is it that I got storage container 0? I know I didn't do this until later on. But somehow I got the blueprint for just one lonely little storage container. And... well, this is good. Now we can start stashing some stuff here. Start collecting the super refined resources that we see from floating crystals. Those are kind of hard for me to keep in my inventory right now. I don't have enough extra space for them. I need the broken down resources to consume. But if I have storage containers... ah ha ha. You get the 1 first or the 0 rather than you get... But why? Rather than... yeah, but why would I have just gotten a single one? We just got 9. I had none of them, and then we just got all of them. But last time we got a single, and then later did this quest and got all the rest. The first thing that was different was a science terminal. I didn't get the science terminal from doing the main base overseer quest. I got the science terminal somewhere else. How did we get a science terminal first? Last time. Do you think, friend, that we should put that science terminal to use? Fill our home with the clicks and lights of the Korvax. It would be so lovely. Glad we had this chat, friend. so I don't have grand base plans, but at least for now, for some more prefabs, thinking, so we have that one room. I'm thinking we come out from it and make a couple other prefabs. Just spokes. I mean, not really spokes, but a few branches coming out from one. Whether we build forwards or backwards, they're going to be in the shadow of the outpost for a little while. And then we're not going to build anything fancy till who knows when or if. This is our first base. Will it turn into a big thing or will it stay a small thing? For now. We could connect a few with corridors. I need some more blueprints. You got the 0 first last time, Jay. Now you got the other 9. Check it out. You should have 10 total. No, I know that, man. Why did we only get the 0? How did we get the 0 first last time? How? Like, from who? I understand what happened this time, and I understand where the bulk of them came from. I just don't remember where the first one came from. Maybe it was the science terminal, because we had that science terminal first. But yeah, you're right. We have all of them now. I know we do. I know we do. I'm thrilled that we do. I plan on making them. Storage. I guess we don't have 0, though. So the 0 is a separate one? Do you get 0 from the science guy? Ultra, what's happening? I'm not putting them on top of that. Am I even gonna make any right now? Glad as I am to have them. Eat any right now? For a temporary location, maybe I could just lay out a few here. 1, 2, 3. We could go too high with them as well. Let's start by just dropping one. Or 2 or 3. Come on, back here. Need some basic sodium. Excuse me. It's not a very big sodium patch. I could probably just break down some of my sodium nitrate. Oh. You know what? We don't need another storage container right now. The 0 comes from the blueprint analyzer. Okay. Okay, one of them is a storage container. That almost sounds... I didn't remember it. Now that you're saying it, sounds familiar. I think you're right. We're gonna get a few blueprints and then sell the rest. Get more blueprints later. I'm not sure I needed to stash anything yet. We don't really have much. Maybe this is not the kind of stuff I want to put in these storage containers, but Pugnium is just taking up a little of my inventory right now. We'll come across damaged machinery that we can't repair without Pugnium. That's 13 units of Pugnium. Just wasting space right now. Same with the cuprite. I don't know why I'm carrying a nanotube. I deconstructed something. Yeah, I don't really have anything I need to stash right now, but it's good we have storage containers. It's Crimson. We are all over the place here. In age, and in location, and in degrees of madness. I myself am completely crazy and turning 40 this year. In November. So, not feeling so young myself.
Technology recharge.
chromatic metal in there? 40's the new 25. That's what's up. What do you have for us? I wish I could just get the good stuff for now. It doesn't work that way. Although we can kind of buy some of the more expensive stuff and it'll still feed up new items, but you could buy some of the cheap stuff up there and it would feed up new items to buy here. I'll buy your ladder. There's one I wanted, an L shape, good. That's 5. Ouch, how about a T? Square room, still good. Need a square room. T! T! Fonz, hello, hello. Hello. Maybe I'm not selling any blueprints this time. I could stand to buy these things. X-shaped corridor. I don't have 5 more, do I? Not marking them red. I don't know why it's not marking them red. X-shaped corridor. T! You can do so much with T. Feeling nachos. Crimson's got you there. Got you covered. I like just being in this game's world. Zzz. Are those trees really floating? Those trees aren't really floating. It's just not mapping the terrain at this distance, right? Right? Didn't see that. So, we're supposed to build 2 more terminals? Are we now 2 terminals behind? We gotta make a science terminal. And hire a scientist. Yeah, so let's see what we needed to build. Do I want to build on this side? Like a corridor, and then a T, and then a couple more prefabs. It's not going to be the prettiest thing. We can't even, it's all good. It's modular, we can rebuild stuff later. We're also going to need to go collect materials. I don't have all the materials. We can make glass now, though, if we need it. I get a free window on top, or is that a solar panel? And if we make a T here, that's going to be too tight to put more prefabs on, so we want to bring it out. At least bring it out 1. But if we put the T here, I think we'd be able to fit another prefab pretty nearby. It's gonna be a little crunchy, but alright. I gotta get experience building stuff, so you can just you can put a room. Oh, we got a little tunnel in between them. Can you put a room full on adjacent to another room and it'll just corridor them? Planning on doing, but we had the X. We can replace cross piece later. Probably. The legit window ones take glass. I had all those blueprints. I had tapped out the blueprint analyzer on the other save. As you know. We need a lot of pure ferrite, whichever style we're building. That's kind of what I want to do is put. Looks like it's gonna just barely fit. Gonna fit right there. We just need the materials. And we can put 2 more. We'll get 2 more of our terminals in place. All right, let's pick a direction. Go collect some cobalt. See what we see. Use a signal analyzer, and yeah, let's do that. Let's get ourselves a manufacturing depot or something. You always corridor, since you noticed some clipping. You're talking about not putting 2 buildings adjacent, 2 rooms adjacent. Corridor seems safer. And what about external walkways? Those were in the blueprints too eventually, weren't they? Just do open air walkways. I'd almost rather do some of that. Excuse me, not able to clear my throat very well. Not on world. Ah, all right. Okay, fine. Well, we'll go there at some point. I think that's because we haven't been to that trading outpost. That's one of our on-world waypoints that's, I don't know what to classify it as. Outstanding. We haven't been there. It's new. Automatically highlighted. It's sticky. Maybe we should go that way. Let's take a ship and go that way. Should we try out our exotic? We're not going up into space with it right now. I don't have a good gun in it. Whoa! Maybe we should build a ladder all the way up to the trade outpost. See my jetpacks. What is typical time you go live? Noon, Colorado. Recently. There isn't a whole lot of the schedule put up these days. I've been a bit of a mess, so without digressing too much, that's where the schedule should appear, and you may only find a day or 2 at a time. If anything, these days, that's actually posted there. But I start around noon, Colorado time. Like the folding wings though, and except for clipping, yeah, it's really easy to hit things. It's the one thing I don't like about this ship design, is that flying it is actually kind of cumbersome, but it is so cool looking. Maybe we could just fly it like this. We could just fly it like this and we'll be, whoa, no, hold it. See, I'm always worried we're gonna clip and break the ship or something. I didn't end up flying the other one too much either. I just love how it hangs like a B-wing, you know? Good old 1983. Are we hitting the atmosphere? We are! Don't want to overdo it. We don't want to have to rescue a freighter in this thing right now. I don't know if I could fly this thing around and deal with bandits. God, I like the craters on this planet. Too high to initiate landing. Nah, we can land just fine. Oh, you meant altitude. Okay. The explorer ships. Look up the original heavy metal. What did the ship look like? It was UFO style that Cheech and Chong flew. The aliens. Anyways, it was kind of like some of these explorers, not that wing configuration. You are welcome. Good to have you here. Hope we see you again sometime. Crimson, take care. Welcome, Outsider. You too. Have a great rest of your day and weekend. Look, there's another one. The exotics are out of control in this system. Spawning like crazy. Hey, Outsider. So why are we here? Clear the waypoint. Actually, to clear the waypoint. Try the signal booster again here and see if it can't find us something on this world. Manufacturing facility or ops. Nav data. The nav data's in the other ship. That's why there was no nav data. And I went to the one option that was there, but trading post, that's cute. There really gonna be a third trading post on this planet? A third trading post on this planet? Kidding. How about there's some nav data. Oh, crunch. I've been looking. I have not. Chronic, haven't seen the squid. And what'll happen is, before I can make back any money, we'll see it. But now that you've taught me a lot about how ships work, a whole bunch of you have taught me a whole lot about this game, I know that if I see it, I won't have to worry too much. We just have to take note of where it is, and we can look for it again later. Like I wrote down where that yellow one was. What was I running towards? Well, but what was I coming over here for? You've only run across it once, but you totally forgot which system it's in. Well, I'm sure there's versions of it people have logged online that you could glyph to, right? Haven't people made databases of all sorts of stuff by now? Wasn't running out here for the buried tech. So many waypoints in this game. If I can't keep a train of thought because I'm doing a bunch of different stuff. No, I saw it from up on the platform. Ancient data structures. Where did it go? Ancient data structures. Train of thought. Too many waypoints. If there weren't so many waypoints, I could lose my train of thought and then pick it up again by scanning the horizon. And this looks like a very weak one. That's the tiniest spawn that could possibly be. One is the loneliest spawn. But all the locations for him. Ah, so the next update requires a whole new database of everything location based. Really? It was that much of a... I didn't realize it changed all the old locations. So people who have stuff in other places, they have glyph codes now, and it's all different. Same planet, but is that our one good hill, or is that just coincidentally another single hill standing out on the horizon between here and base? Could be a coincidence. Kind of looks bigger than our hill. Let's see if there's a third form of aquatic life. Same coordinates, but different planets. So say it could have been a lush planet before, it could now be completely dead. But if you had your base on a lush planet before, you still have your base on a lush planet, right? Just has different coordinates. Ah, how do you like that crater? Look, Chronic, there's your crater. It's a huge crater with a pool. That'd be a cool place for just a submerged prefab. Maybe build a... I don't know, maybe just a stack in the middle of that with a couple walkways coming out of it. And then what else? I guess you could build all the way up. What's the lip called? Is that called, is caldera, is that the term? Or does not apply to a little crater? Someone teach me. They, God, that's neat looking though. Neat little bowl. Neat spot. Be a nice place for an agricultural center. Should I drop another base computer? It's right, it's near a trade outpost. I don't have to include that trade outpost for it to be near the trade outpost. Pretty cool. Another one nearby. There's no limit anymore, right? Limit to the number of bases you can have. I don't know if we'll ever use it. One of the best ways to permanently mark the spot, though. You can always delete it. Let's see. Ah. It's hard to tell at night, but it's just a nice open spot. Is that a cave entrance too? Oh, and a cave entrance. Is that a tiny cave? Looks like it might be a tiny little cave. Not a whole lot of cave. A little bit of cobalt, but not a lot. Of course, this planet has cobalt in the ground, so we don't really need caves for cobalt. I wonder if there's any... Are there any resource spawns close enough that we could end up with, you know, an automatic harvester on one of them? Whatever they're called. 350, that's too far. 546. Yeah, we're not going to find one of those. You look for base spots like that with resources on them so you can put a harvester, automatic harvester on them. Sometimes the caves extend further back, they're just blocked by a wall. I don't even know where the entrance to that cave was. Try punching through. Of course, when you're in a wet world, caves do, there's a little more. Caves do have a lot of water in them, too. Hole. I think I could let it go, but it's such a cool little spot. If the game had a system whereby I could permanently mark this in my journal, somehow. And there is a way. I mean, we can write down the coordinates. Look, the coordinates are covered up a little bit if I'm on that side of the screen. But plus 1130, 11.30 plus 131.86. I mean, we can write that down and theoretically navigate back to any point. Why doesn't the game, why doesn't the character who has all this equipment have a system of going beep, bop, boop, save this spot, I'm coming back later, and I don't want to have to put down a beacon or build a base? Why can't I just go beep, bop, boop? Yeah, there's always the beacon option, and it makes sense. I don't know if I can make a beacon yet. Can't yet, but yeah, it's okay. You know, this planet has a lot of cool spots. Let's write down. I'll just write it down here. And if we really want to get back here, we can. Plus 1142 plus 13181. Okay. Oops. So, 430 nanites for our first mining upgrade. 430 nanites for our first movement upgrade. And 430 nanites for that elusive first scanner upgrade, which I can't find. We have 568 nanites total. Even when I upload some more of our outstanding discoveries, it won't be much. We should go visit the anomaly and see if Nada will finally give us some credit for milestones. If Nada starts coughing up nanites for milestones, we might have a cool 1,000 waiting for us. something's been off, and I'm not sure. Not sure Nada wants to. So, at nights I could start opening up damaged machinery all over the place. If I have the resources, I will. What are we supposed to be out doing? Collecting resources for more prefab buildings, pure ferrite, the larger rocks. We can also collect ferrite dust. I need that, but these larger rocks, that's what I should be doing right now. At least a couple stacks worth. So, Chronic, if you're there when you said that would make a good location for an ag center, aesthetically, or is there a functional reason that would make a good location for an ag center? Have you noticed that when you shoot things from a distance, the potential to do less per tick, less damage to the object per tick? I've seen it happen especially with trees and very small rocks from a distance, but I saw something weird happen. Let's test it in a minute. I'll tell you more about it as soon as we break this rock, assuming this rock breaks anytime soon. There we go. Okay. I was shooting a rock from a distance that was on this planet, and it was of this type, the little rock cairns. Those little ferrite dust, the withite. Pretty sure it was withite. I was too far away to see it, but I was shooting it for ferrite dust. And when I shoot these, it's doing, you can see up close, 69, 92 damage. Same gun. It was doing 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. And I think it was doing 8 because I was so far away that that's like all it could do. See if I could test that, hitting something really stupidly far away. Get out of range? Perfect. Let's find something just a little bit closer. Nothing? Alright, I want to get just in range and see how little it ticks for when we hit something that far away. Okay, that's normal. Something happened. It was ticking for 8. But do you know how much I got out of one little unit of this thing from a distance? It's going pretty quickly here. And what do we get? 10, 12, 16, and 38. I got 200 and something off of one of those. 200 and something. I was so far away, it was doing so little damage, it took forever to break the rock. And in the meantime, the stack just kept building. I mean, I spent minutes working one of those over from a distance, and I ended up with a full stack of ferrite dust. How did that happen? Is there's some bug in calculating, or Like, you get the same amount from a certain resource over time? Is it irrelevant how much damage you're doing in the same amount of time? And can you exploit distance to... I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. Something seemed amuck. I got way too much from one of those little rock cairns. But it was doing 8 per tick at the time from a great distance away. I don't see anything to make an example out of here. Or it was a bug in it, you know. You can just repeat it. Chronic aesthetically, mostly. Biodomes look great over water. And historically speaking, people have always built ag centers near water. Well, that's... So I was thinking that and wondering if the game gave you a reason to do that functionally, but... you don't need a functional reason. I was just curious. Aesthetic is good, and that does. And that's like, not just aesthetic, but RP, so... Go, go, go. I wrote down the coordinates. I can always claim the spot. Just seems a little silly that a space traveler with all these computer equipment wouldn't be able to somewhere write down those coordinates and use them to subsequently call up a waypoint. A whole list of places you might want. Like, why can't we have a logbook of locations that the player has marked? It just seems like a space traveler would have that. Maybe a resource amount is calculated per tick versus per damage. You never ever actually looked into that. You'll test it later on. Let me know what you find. Hey, Daisy. How's it going? I hope you're all right this Friday. Hope Happy Friday applies in some form. What am I doing up here now? We were chasing ferrite and salvage data. I don't see any salvage data. You're on vacation! Nice. Here's to your vacation. To the beginning. Enjoy. How's doing? How's doing? Another ring? Ring? No, it's not. Not a ring wing. It's the ring wing. It's a fun thing. Hey, what do we got here? A minor settlement. Yeah. Right, Chronic? It would. Would. I don't know why I'm checking the merchant here. I don't think I'm gonna buy anything. And I'm saving my nanites for mods, and he doesn't have the mods. Those semiconductors. You want to see what I found? You got to see the blueprint I got. I got the stasis chamber blueprint from my very first manufacturing center on this new save. What the hey? What the hey? Stasis device. 15.6 mil. Okay, I have a quantum processor blueprint on the other save, but yeah, so we're gonna need it doesn't do us a whole lot of good until we can make quantum processors and cryo chambers. But what the hell? That was the first. That was the first. That was the first. Yeah. Yeah. That was a. I can't make it. I can't make anything. Look, I can make glass. And I know how to make a stasis device. We'll make one sometime next year. Next year, maybe. Daisy, you're gonna kill us, but you're gonna kill me. So in the system that we put our base down in, which is not a wealthy system, but I think it says adequate. I saw an exotic last night, so I knew what the one in the system looked like. Today we were in another system hunting down scanner mods. I cannot find a scanner mod. My luck's not with me there. Can't find a scanner mod. We're still scanning things for 500 units a pop. We saw this yellow exotic. And then when we came back to base, I was talking about the one I saw last night, and I was describing it, and I put my arms up in the air to describe the wings, and one lands. So we went up and looked at it, and I didn't think we could afford it, because I had like 5.3 mil on me, and it cost 5 mil flat, because it was the smallest storage possible. It was like the wonkiest version of it possible to spawn. So we bought it. So we bought it. So we bought it, and then I'm standing on the ground looking up at it, asking Chronic if another one like it can spawn. Like, will we ever be able to replace it with a better version? Another one lands right next to it, which we can't afford. The guy wanted 10 mil for the better version of the same one that we got for 5. But there's 2 of them sitting side by side on the platform while we're having a conversation about them. They come flying in. So. It's all on video. So weird, man. Trader has been expecting me. Hey, is this a scientist by chance? No. Too bad. I thought I might have stumbled into a scientist. Request help with sentinels or planetary conditions. Indicate they might make my journey more bearable. They're looking at my exosuit. Well, planetary conditions, I wonder if he would give us a... he's not going to give us an S-class mod, is he? Like a... resist mod? Request help with the sentinels. Exotic horseshoe. At least hanging above it. Quest help with the sentinels. What would we get for help with the sentinels? That would be like a weapon mod? Yeah, weapon mod. Get A at best. Alright. What do you think that would be? With sentinels. I think a B at best. Wondering what type of mod it might be. It's an exosuit mod that would help with sentinels, like a shield mod or an environmental mod. Creator gives me an exosuit tech blueprint. Thermal protection module. We just got an S mod, baby. That's one of the ones I wanted. How do you like them apples? Yeah. A B at best, huh? A B at best, huh? Sweet. Hey, some days. We need to look at a picture of how this all breaks out. I want to make sure we're putting these things next to each other. We want to put hot and cold thermal, and also rad and toxic, so we can do them in a square. They don't have to be in a square, but if we're going to keep them together, I want to keep that in mind. Did we get the blueprint for gloves? And where do I want to put the gloves? They're a single. We don't need to bind the gloves to anything. I don't want to just stick them out here because this isn't the end of the line. There's going to be more. What do we have? 6. There's 2 more, right? It adds just 2 more. You end up with 14 total. There's 12 you can see. We have 4, but it's going to extend, and there's going to be 2 more on the end here. When we're thinking about grouping stuff, keep in mind there's going to be 2 more. I could put the hazmat gloves there, and then we could do... I mean, it doesn't have to be a perfect shape. They can go... They can be in a T or whatever, and you can still get the mysterious bonus that I still don't understand. We just get a bold line around them, and the bold line is good, but no one can actually say what the bonus is from them binding together. Just, it's better. And I believe that. But if we put the hazmat gauntlets in the corner, they don't need to be surrounded by anything that goes with them, I don't think. And then we put that S mod right here, and it's for heat. We haven't been to any hot planets yet, but we could, now that we have storage containers, it would be worth going to a hot planet and pulling up some of the resources from it. We'll be able to survive there, that mod, and then stash them in a storage container for later. That's cool. Baby steps. I guess we can always move the hazmat gauntlet too. That's pretty cheap to make. Chromatic metal, sodium nitrate. So let's put the... let's put the S mod we just got for free. That was worth 429 nanites. Put it right there. Plan to put heat and rad and toxic next to it. So that'll charge with phosphorus once we get a stack. When we end up on a planet where we need it, there'll be phosphorus. Cool. Nice spawns game. I like the seeds we're getting in this this save. Exotics falling out of the sky and nice calm weather planets with cobalt and ancient data structures. Words. Okay, if I can't find that scanner mod, I'm going to be really tempted to get our first movement mod, so we get a little more jetpack time and sprint time. Oddly enough, some of the A-class mods I've gotten, I'd have to check the other save to see which ones still have them, are better than... Like, the S-class mods I got were no better than the A-class mod that I had. I don't know why that would be, but... Chronic plus upgrades. Plus upgrades such as +1, 2, combine in value and position next to each other. Bonus goes up at an ever-increasing rate as additional compatible modules are placed adjacent. Secondary effect is shown on the tech rings as an extension in the end of the ring in a darker color. I've seen that. Be seen in the graphic on the orange weapons ring, where the tip of the semi... Oh, this is something else. Extension at the end of the ring, tech rings. Orange weapon rings, where the tip of the semicircles of darker orange. In short, the more upgrades you place next to each other, the better the results. Sweet. And, as long as they're all showing that bold outline, if they're in a straight line, as opposed to... It's technically, if they were in a square, 4 of them in a square, say, more of them would be touching than if they were just in a straight line. But that, it doesn't sound like that matters. It's just, if they're all... you know what I'm trying to say. Connected. Gapless. So these vortex cubes, that must be what Crimson was asking about earlier. Vortex cubes. Then tetracobalt. Those. Place your strongest modules centrally in your grid of upgrades to maximize the number of adjacent modules and subsequent synergy bonuses. Ah, so the shape does matter. Place base tech modules, the weakest upgrade modules in the corners, at the ends of 1x(n) grids. Those modules' weaker initial effects will minimize the loss of synergy bonuses experienced by such limited grid positions. It really is that complicated. Thank you, that's good info that I won't fully retain, but I got the gist. I was wondering if it was which, and that answers the question. I'll have to think about the layouts more. So, I'm gonna apply to our multi-tool. What I was gonna do for this, for our scanner mods, and the synergy bonuses, however good they are, they may not be, assume they're not game changing. So if we go scanner mod, scanner mod, scanner mod, that, you know, that may not be as perfect as if we could have surrounded the scanner by scanner mods, but it's fine. And I don't think it would make any difference doing it that way from going scanner mod, scanner mod, scanner mod, but maybe it would by like 1 point. Maybe there would be like one little bit of synergy bonus more because this mod, would be surrounded by 2 others, or 3 others really. If we put an S-class there and then surround it, as opposed to it just having something on 2 sides, we'd have something on 3 sides. Might be a larger synergy bonus from the scanner mods if we go with that than if we go with that. And then, I don't know what we would stick in the corner, some oddball thing that we're not going to upgrade at all. And the mining beam, we could break out from 2 different places. But if we end up putting a scanner mod here to try and get some extra synergy bonus, then we won't be putting a mining mod right under the mining beam, although we can put it under the mining laser. Anyways, I'm not going for perfect here. I'm just happy to understand more of the system. It will tug at me if I do things and I can see that, oh, if only I'd put it here, it would have been more efficient. That's gonna happen. It'll bug me when it happens, but it's gonna happen, so just gotta try not to worry too much about it. I'll try to be efficient. It won't be perfect. I know I saw some pictures of some perfect... I know, Daisy, that's what we were just talking about. I can go scanner, scanner, scanner. That was my plan. But if you scroll up a little bit, Chronic was explaining some of the details on synergy from adjacent mods. And it sounds like there's a chance that if there's a mod here, which there will be, that putting number 2 and number 3 in those positions will create a greater synergy than if we put number 2 and number 3. That's all. That's why I was thinking, maybe I won't put another mod here. Maybe I'll go 1, 2, 3. Just thinking out loud. Don't know what I'll do. I was gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then put the mining mods here. 1, 2, 3. And actually, that would be a really nice synergy for the mining mod. That would be a square with one hanging off the side. And you know our scanner's gonna be fine. We'll be getting plenty of money from 3 of those, and they'll have enough synergy. Let's go scanner mods, mining mods, which was the original plan. And then I don't know about the rest. By the time we get around to putting more stuff in here, we might even want to find we might have found another gun. So, I'm cool. We're good. We just can't find the scanner mod, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, chalk this up to repeating myself and repeating questions endlessly. But the vendors, the merchants in the systems we've already uncovered, all those space stations, none of them so far have had an S-class scanner mod. Does the potential exist if I quit and reload, or just after the passage of time, or after warping proper? Is there anything that will shuffle their inventories? Is there any way any of them might ever have an S-class scanner mod? Or are their inventories now fixed? Just another subsystem I'm trying to understand in the game. That was a ton of oxygen. Yeah, that's what we needed. Fill that stack up. Perfect. Need pure and mag ferrite. Ionized cobalt. We'll get our ionized cobalt. Pure and mag ferrite.
Now free slots in suit inventory.
Stack. Oh, whatever. You've heard it's fixed, but you're not sure if it's fixed by class or if it's fixed by module. Good answer. Good answer, man. I will think on that. That is food for thought. Learn the Gek word for invisible. Yeah, I think the Berry Tech modules are my favorite common waypoint type. They're so good. Every time I see one, it's like a little dopamine surge in the brain. Berry Tech module. Buried tech module. Buried tech module. Buried tech module. See what I mean? Slightly less for a word, but also, yeah. Yes, please. If the waypoints varied in color more, I lose things in these waypoints. First and foremost, when I can't remember what I'm going to, and I'm panning around on the horizon, going, which waypoint? What was I looking for? Impossible. There's too many. Color would help there. But even when I know what I'm looking for, there are so many waypoints that there will be times when I forgot to tag something. I'd be like, where's the drop pod? Where's the drop pod? And I have to spin 3 times trying to find the waypoint you know is there. Yeah, color would help. A few things would help, but color's one of them. That was one of the things that almost broke me those first few days. I was really overwhelmed by, part of it was just my initial need to go to every waypoint, thinking I needed to go to every waypoint. But combine that with losing track of which waypoints were which and which was I going to, and wasn't that thing there, and did it disappear or not, and I wasn't that close to noping out because I felt plenty of potential and I liked it right away. But I was stressing out almost to the point where I'd have to consider not playing. Those first few days, I was at risk. A mini-map would go a long way. Even if you had, yeah, a mini-map you create as you go, that would be lore appropriate, wouldn't it? World appropriate. map as you go.
Technology recharge.
Now this may be wholly unfair to ask, since Next just rolled out, and I'm new to the game. But are there whispers of what is on the horizon? Are there known future plans for the game? Or nothing yet? I'm sure Next has brought enough excitement back to the project that now people are saying, oh, that was a good update. What's your next update? Yeah, that's kind of unfair. They could stop now and say, hey, look at the game we arrived at eventually. Isn't it awesome? They could stop there. And I think many people would be happy with that. So would I. But I'm just saying, this is really good stuff. And maybe they're not done adding really good stuff. Daisy, a way to permanently mark trade posts. Yep, Chronic was suggesting beacons, which is good because they point up in the sky. You can see them from orbit. You can find your beacons that way. I had to put a beacon back on that cool crater, but I can't make beacons yet. You could always put a base computer. Now that you can make unlimited bases, you could always put a base computer nearby most of the things you were trying to mark and delete them later. If you wanted to. Fell in a hole. The water in the hole. See how deep the water in the hole is? Is anything swimming in it? Doesn't look very deep. Okay, never mind then. There was something swimming in there. It was me. Hot tubbing it. Base computers would be great if you could rename them. Can't you? Can you only rename them once, or can you rename them multiple times? Hey, Spider, I did. I did exactly that. How are you doing, man? Right, What are you doing? It's good to see you, sir. Are you still playing No Man's Sky a bunch? I just restarted. After 125 hours, I restarted our save yesterday. This is our new save. How's space treating you? Very well, except I accidentally got us tangled up in the purge before I knew what was happening in the other save, and I didn't want to get stuck with that decision, and I wasn't ready to move on or even decide, or I hadn't done Atlas, and I was still doing tutorial quests, and damn it, I just wanted my total freedom back. So we restarted, and we've had some really good RNG and planet seeds and ship seeds so far, so it's been a good start. You've been in WoW recently with the new expansion? I hope you're having fun with that. Still never played it. Played WoW. Speaking of that base, do we have some of what we need? How big a stack did we get? Really enough, only enough for like one more prefab. We could add one of those prefabs and go drop a scientist terminal in there. Do it. Yeah, Spider, under the advice of chat, that's exactly what I did, was take a trade outpost, put a base computer right up on the platform, put a teleporter on one of the platforms. I've got some stuff right up by the trade terminal for now, for convenience, and I'm building underneath it. And I don't have any uranium, so we've actually got to make I might already have the dihydrogen, but we got to make some launch fuel. If they could find a better way to make some of the pop-ups, the tooltip pop-ups, not cover so much, be more translucent, I don't know, reposition better. So much info gets covered by all the things that pop up. Does anybody else have trouble navigating? Finding what they want sometimes on the menus? UI is a complete disaster, you think? Needs a full rework? I could sure stand for some of it to get updated. I think I've adapted well to most of it. But not all of it. Some of it makes me crazy. Yeah, so this is our first base. Base computer, I stuck it right out there. Weird spot maybe, but just thinking about how to maximize the potential around it. So I kind of walked out paces from it to see where we'd be able to build. We should be able to build up on this funky little mesa here. Chronic was thinking we should put an exocraft terminal up on that thing. Then we can just race off the top. That's where I put the transporter for now. There's our first prefab. Not much to it. Overseer Gek. And we need to add scientist terminal. Do that. Stick with the round ones for now. Why not? Did I? Good, I attached it. So, did I attach it? Build another one while we're here. I'll build another one right now. Enough. Whoa. Yeah, right. But you gotta. I don't think you're sticking. You're not attaching, are you? How do I know when it's attached to the? I can stand over here. Oh! It moved. Right as I was trying to plant it, it moved, but it didn't. Obviously, it didn't drop in an invalid spot. So I don't know if we're going to be able to replace the T with an X later or not, but we can always knock the rooms down, and it's no big deal. More doors on them. Do we have any windows? Gotta make some glass. We haven't been to any cold planets yet. All right, we'll get to windows. We'll get there. Need a science terminal. And you can't notice how you can't put them on the cardinal directions, the walls, because of potential doors and connectors. Yep, that's what I was saying. No big deal. We can tear them down and rebuild them. Move the NPCs will happily move on these things. Already have our construction, science terminals. Don't have others available yet. Now we gotta recruit a Corvax scientist. So we get to do some space station hopping to find one that we like the look of. Or, you know, one that doesn't have a bad attitude. In hindsight, this guy's all purple. Purple and red, really? But at least he's not wearing weirdly copper armor that weirds me out. All the Gaudi armor some of those Gek wear. It's just weird looking. All good. Not like I have to eat dinner with the guy. Hire a scientist. So let's do a little bit of space station hopping. And we can check, let's check the merchants again. Let's just go down the list. We're gonna hop to like 12 systems here, just space station to space station. We're gonna check the merchants. We're gonna see if any of them have a scanner mod in an S class. If they do, it would partly answer your hypothesis, Chronic, or at least your question about whether they behaved one way or another. Because I have been to all the space stations I have access to. Some of them have scanner mods, but I have only seen C's, B's, and A's. So if any of them show up with S, that would suggest they can reshuffle that way. But you just make them dinner. I hear fried Gek is great if he gives us too much lip. Yeah, we'll take him to dinner. Gek legs. They're good fried. So, list is not alphabetized. Is there do we want to go alphabetically to keep track of them? We've got D's, E's, current system. Yeah, let's just go alphabetically through them, starting with the D's. Dewula Prime. We might even have been there right before coming here. Doesn't matter. We're checking all the merchants. What I want is a scanner mod, S-Class. If we check all these merchants and we cannot find a scanner mod, S-Class, I'm going to keep track of wherever we find an S-Class movement mod. I think I want movement before mining. Go picking up all the nav data that we're going to see on tables. Don't want to get too distracted. We're not going to talk to a bunch of NPCs and get directions. We're just hopping systems and checking merchants. We stay on target. It shouldn't take too long. If you see a cool gun on a rack, we'll look, but we're not swapping guns right now unless we find something exceptional and can afford it. So, scanner C. Mining S. Not gonna write down that we found the mining S here. We don't need to come back for that. There's a movement S. I want to keep track of that. C. Life support S. And thermal and toxic. Eventually I do want those. We got one of the thermals for free. That was awesome. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, going to the other D something something system. Quick sumo. And then there's Xing B. Scanner C. Scatter S, you tease you. Mining S. Ultra taking off. Fun watch has always got to go. Adios. Adios. It's time. Good weekend. Don't catch ya. Thermal S, movement S. Okay, here's a movement S. And we are in, let me look at it. It was Uixumo. S-class movement. So if I can't find anything as we do this sweep, if we can't find a scanner mod, we're coming back for that. And then at least we can jet around a little faster. I can run a little further. Not jet faster, but jet longer, which makes a huge difference. Right now I can barely get up to that platform. Gotten used to where to start from, but can barely get the platform. Lost in warp. Oh, we could be talking to Korvax. We should talk to Korvax while we're in a Korvax system and see about hiring a scientist. We already looked at this one, right? This is the A class. A-class. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of this is static. It was tempting. Did you see that, Chronic? It had a pulse spitter. Can't afford it now, but last time we were here, I had the money for it. It was before we bought the exotic. But it wasn't that much better. I'm going from a B to an A with the same number of slots. It did have the pulse spitter in it, though. You did see it. All right, yes. Blaze Javelin. Get a scanner C. Out of curiosity. I don't want to look at the ship mods right now. I can't really afford them. Phase beam upgrades, S-class. Those are the ones I want from a ship vendor. We'll worry about it later. As a shield module, S. Eventually I want one of those. Life support S, eventually. We need a cold thermal, eventually. We need a rad, eventually. I'd love to have them now, too, but. Got my eye on the prize. They all look the same. Chief Scientist. Wow, generic Korvax. They all look... Not how it usually works, is it? Yes, you can have a Korvax casing. Enjoy. Hire a base scientist. Is there an easy way to tell, besides the one they mark for you, is there ever an easy way to tell which NPCs are potential candidates? Thanks, Chronic. They're not literally wearing the same gear or anything, but yeah. I passed my test. Hey, this guy in purple, he's coming with us. Science terminal. Our Gek is purple. You're meeting the theme. I guess we're going with purple. Oh, happy day. Ugh, think not of payment. Scanning you while you sleep will be reward enough. We just hired Entrobot. Yada see ya. That was cool. All right, next station. We'll have a scientist waiting for us when we get back. We made it to E. And wait for Brian. I guess another consideration when putting all the mods into slots and what the synergy bonuses are is that if you don't place them efficiently, later on, you'll have plenty of nanites. You'll be able to buy more mods and destroy them and replace them more efficiently if it matters. So while I freak out about what's... must have been where I bought the gun we've got. Could be. It shouldn't matter so much, that's what I'm saying. If I group things together and we see later that it's just not that efficient. Scanner C, Bolt C. One of these merchants had a scanner A at some point. I didn't buy it. So I don't need to keep checking the exosuit vendor either because they are just gonna tease me with stuff I can't buy. We already found a movement module. We know where to go back for a movement module. How are we doing on nanites? 616. I don't think I can get us to 800 right now. We haven't touched down on very many planets. I've been waiting until we got a scanner mod, deliberately waiting. That doesn't really help us have stuff to upload for nanites. Not gonna be much. Okay, that's fine. Fine. Oh, God. But I'd feel much better about it if we could find a scanner mod, and then we just start scanning everything like crazy. I'm just thinking about all the millions we're not making by scanning stuff without mods. There might be a quick kill mission you can do for some nanites. That's true. I should be checking the mission boards. If we can do a Hunt the Pirates mission. Those are really quick. And if we can get one of those for nanites. Make that part of our little rotation here for the rest of the systems we've got left. We'll check the mission boards. But not kill creatures. That's not fast. But you probably meant pirates, right? Yeah, none of those are going to be fast. Raid. Oh, well, that's units. I would do it just for the fun of it, but we're on mission. We'll check the next system. Scanner C, mining S. Secretly plots for Jay to eliminate his competition for him. It would be cool if the, I'm sure some players would like it. I actually wouldn't be one of those players myself. I could appreciate it being in the game, though, if you could really bounty on other players. The game doesn't have a bounty system like that, does it? If it were opt-in, if it were totally opt-in, I want to be able to have people put bounties on me. and then be able to go take bounties on other players who have opted in to that kind of thing. I mean, I would hate it if that were forced, but if it were opt-in, I know some people would dig that. It's the kind of thing the game should kind of have, right? Quantum injector. No, it's not as cool as Elite, huh? Alright, surprise me, guy. What do you have? Scanner C. Oh. Striking out here. Didn't check the bounty board. Before we warp out, I'll check the bounty board. And if we go to all the planets, or many of the planets in the systems we've uncovered that I haven't put boots on the ground in, we will get plenty of nanites from those, enough to get a couple mods. But that's a fair bit of running around scanning things and just millions and millions we won't get. So, hit me with the scanner mod. Photo on a desert world for nanites. I'm gonna collect that. We can always turn it in later. Next time we're on a desert world. Chromatic metal. Do I want to give him 250? Do I have 250? And do I want to give it up for 159 nanites? Maybe. Kill 8 sentinels. That might be worth taking also. Kill 8 sentinels easy. Yeah, we just reset a couple times. I don't think I'm ready to fight a walker yet. I did take a couple of them down though. The other save. Okay, photo in a desert world. Sentinels when we're back on the ground somewhere. And chromatic metal, which I might have enough of on me. No, just a little short. Just a little short. 20 short. Wish you could deploy your refiners on space stations. That'd be so useful so often. You can find another with Sentinels so you can double up on your profit. See if you can find another with Sentinels. Yeah, well, let's warp to the next system on our list. What are we in? Ogawachi. Okay, let's go to Ramban. That's a good idea. I'm stuck for nanites. Getting 100, 200 at a time on the mission board is faster right now than a lot of other things. Good idea. Thank you. Nanites for scanning minerals. Yes, sure. True beauty. Get a neural duct for scanning plants. Well, I'll take it because scanning plants gonna happen. Point in having to kill 16 sentinels when you can just kill 8. Yeah, we'll check the next system. Recheck the vendors over here. Daisy's taking us through a wormhole. Look out. And shotgun. Scanner C, Scanner A. Now I knew one of them had a Scanner A. If this is the same guy I saw before, then at least for now, these vendors are incredibly static. I don't know about when I quit the game later and reload it later, but it is tempting to buy that. Can we afford the movement and a Scanner A? It might be worth gambling on this. Okay, I'm writing this down. We're in which system? Ramban. Scanner A class. Think about it. This guy doesn't also have the movement mod, does he? Thermal, life support, shield. So we're gonna check the last system and then in all likelihood come back to this one. Ooh, I like the yellow. What's the engine? And I like the engine config. Okay, that's neat. The Hasuk Surveyor. Hasuk Surveyor. Yellow ring wing. Good engine config. There's another one. There you go. There's an A version. 2.5 mil. If I saw an S class of that, I might trade the cream-colored one I've got. We saw an S class in yellow with that engine config. I'll be back to this system sometime to hunt for a yellow one. Betrayed us? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm the only one who made it through. Ha 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 ha. Wah, ha 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 ha. Knocked you out, took the controls. Ripsy, oh, we got two more. Samsara was our starting system. We'll end back in Samsara. I renamed the system we reincarnated in Samsara. Yeah. I haven't named the planet yet, but I did pick that for the system. Sentinels, nanites, score, chronic. 2 kill 8 sentinel missions simultaneously. Hit a man, that works. And there's pirates, but it's units. That's nanites, but it's creatures. So I can do a little bit of data uploading to get a few more nanites right away so that we can buy, if I want to splurge on that other, so we get the A and a movement S. Legacy of Clarity. Nice. A lot like what we've got, just different art. This you've got an S-class scanner for me is the Geocannon S. Okay. Don't have a movement S2, that would save us a trip. Movement A. Okay, so what was it? It was like 459 for the movement. How much for the A class? 5, 6. We're gonna need every bit I can kind of squeeze out here. Let's see. Haven't renamed the planet yet, or some of the species on it. I'm not sure I need to. I'm not sure that really matters. What I want is to find the rest of the life on it so we can get some nice nanite bonuses. It's another planet I think I went to last night. Mild Rain. Really nice. Haven't uploaded those. Did I not upload those? Because I was thinking maybe we'd want to look at them, rename them. That's just being obsessive. There's so many species. When we see something we really want to rename, we'll rename it. You guys can call it out, whatever, and then just get hung up on all this. 709, that's better. Already did the plants. 11 flora, 9 of 14 species. Okay, and what about that system? Is there any reason not to upload that system? Haven't put boots on the ground in a lot of places because I was waiting for a scanner mod that I never found. Why we have all these systems without planets tagged. 746. So that should be enough for an S-class and an A-class mod. I think we'll be alright there. And the A-class may or may not cover flora and fauna. Disappointing, but we write them both down. Jiximo had S-class movement and Ramban had scanner A. I'm gonna settle for scanner A, and then we're gonna go earn some nanites. So we have enough to buy more mods, even if we can't find a scanner mod. It did not take us back to Samsara yet. Check it. Any reason to check Samsara first? What would it have? Oh, let's be thorough. I went to every other system except the one we have our base in. Let's at least check that one too. Went to every other vendor. And we can see what's on the board here. Kill 8 sentinels. Can we have 3 of them simultaneously? That's pretty hot. We got like 600 nanites for killing 8 sentinels. That was worth coming here for. Is a B-class scanner module. And he has a movement module for 420. All right, that is our movement module. That is our first movement module.
Product received.
Take my money, please. Where are we putting it? I guess we're gonna put the movement out here for now, even though we know that there's gonna be stuff on the end and don't know exactly what's gonna be ideal, and later down the road we can buy more mods and break them down and all the stuff and do the thing and not worry about it. Let's install that sucker. Where is it? Lost it. It's gone. Gravity igniter. So we put it here, and there's going to be 2 more on the end, and I don't know what's what, but we can figure it out. Sprint distance, 40%. Jetpack tanks, 200%. Fuel efficiency, 17. Initial boost. The boost is always small. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the jetpack boost. It's going to feel so good. Yes! Even just one S-Class mod is going to change movement. I should have done that already. That is great. Now let's go get an A-Class scanner mod, which is not the one I really want. We're going to get it, and if it has both flora and fauna, that's almost as good as, even if the percentages aren't as high, it's almost more important. Covers both. Kahasik. Oh, Ramban. What do I have here? Scanner, A-Class. S-Class movement. And I'm going to keep these notes because later on when we want more mods, we could go back to Duiximo and see if it still has S-Class mods, if it restocks the S-Class eventually. Or what? Now we can clear the platforms, no problem. Alright, let's see what you got. Have that A-Class scanner, hasn't moved.
Product received.
And we're gonna put it... Here's the thing. when we find an S-class, and when we find another S-class, until we have found a third S-class, we're going to be keeping this A-class. Does that make sense? We were talking about synergy, and the best... Hey, Drigtall. Big bada boom. Big boom. Big bada boom. If we put the A-class here, it flies in the face of our little lesson, Chronix, and tips on synergy. If we put an S here and surrounded it by 2 more S's, that would be ideal. If we put an S here and surrounded it by an A and an S, that would still be better. If we put an A here and then an S here and either an S here or an S here, it's not ideal. But you know what? That's how we put it next to the scanner for the time being. Putting the A here is the only way we're gonna have any synergy with the scanner right now. We're gonna do it. And when we find S-classes, eventually we'll break this thing down and life will go on without perfection, because life goes on without perfection. That works. Consciousness, visualizer, flora analysis, 5,000, no fauna. Okay. All the more reason to find S-classes and replace that soon, so we can get, you know, a total of 15,000% or more for flora and fauna. But 5,000 flora, that's big. Now let's go piss off some sentinels and go scan some flora on some new worlds. Class. Yeah, I'm gonna eventually, I think I'm gonna end up grabbing an S. If I ever see an S class and I've got the cash to swap, I think I'll trade. Mostly because of the engine config, but I also like the yellow. Alright, what system are we going to go kill sentinels in? We have all these systems, 5 planets, 1 moon, Xing B. We want to maybe run into a freighter. Why am I waypointing? Perilous. Affluent, perilous. Is that similar to high conflict? Chronic, do you think? 3 planets. Wealthy, conflict level high. 3 planets, 1 moon. And we never... Yeah, that's where we're going. Iyarasan. At least that's what they tell you, huh? Daisy, you gotta head out for a bit, drop Sam off. Add her dad, she'll be back later. Okie dokie. We'll see you in a bit. We'll be here about another 2 hours or so. Catch you in a bit. Ask for directions before we go out. Maybe we could get a drop pod location. What do you think, navigator? You're drooling. The navigator is drooling. How about directions to a drop pod? Raider crash site. All right. Going to relic? Assistant. Reassure, panic. Some of these dialogues seem so strange because neither of them seem to have much of an outcome. And then they repeat. Yeah, we'll leave you alone. Checking for more directions. If anybody has some directions, drop pod.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Big Doll, thank you for the host. Trading post. That'll do. That guy would have made a cool looking base overseer. High contrast. We already have too many active waypoints from these guys, so he can't really give us another one. Aggressive, alarming, at war, critical, dangerous, destructive, formidable, high, lawless, perilous. All the high conflicts. Sweet. Makes sense that those would kind of overlap too. Sell that while we're here. Wish we could have broken that down. I wasn't thinking about it. Ion batteries, we'll start using those. We're gonna be up to that. We're using oxygen soon enough. Cleaning this up a little bit. Yeah, that we're gonna burn through what I want to sell while we're here right now. Back. I have a whole stack. I think I'm stacking the ship still. Cool. Let's go. Thanks for indulging my shopping trip looking for the scanner module that we didn't find, but we came away with a scanner module that will help. Will help us make some money. I'll feel better about scanning plants. And let's go make some nanites. Buy some of those other mods since I can't find the scanner mod. What are we heading for? New freighters in the system we want to check out? What do we have marked? Crashed freighter. Go see what resources are required. Like a frozen world. We want to make some glass. We could start gathering some frost crystals, but I don't have a freighter or anywhere to store it. Trade post. Let's, we have monoliths? Yeah, let's go to the monoliths and ancient ruins. Get a shield mod for the fighter. If we're hanging on to it for a while. See how cold this planet is. I don't have the thermal protection. The only thermal protection we have so far is for a hot planet. Very nice NPC gave us that. And he just straight gave it. We didn't even have to... Was it even a riddle? He was like, what do you want? Do you want this or this? I didn't know what we were picking, but... we scored. How hard it is for them to fix that fighter audio bug. It's still pending. Be gone. Extreme cold. And it's not even a storm, is it? Yeah, we're not gonna be able to hang out here very long. Burn through all our sodium. Aren't prepped for this extreme planet yet. Might not be a good place to kill sentinels either. We'll go to another system in this world. Kill sentinels. But we can hit up the monolith and the ancient ruin and underling. Gek, first spawn, demand help, give something. Give, so don't smash claw or wait. I want us to give. I'm inspecting the monolith's surface when suddenly a ragged claw grabs me. Despite being broken and fragmented, it holds me tight while an ancient metallic beak emerges from the living rock. Shouts in an ancient tongue, unaware of who or what I am. But since we have enough Gek words learned, we can see Gek first spawn, demand help, give something. Unless it says give pain. I have perhaps appeased an ancient evil. The metallic hand releases its grip and grabs at my offering. Standing with the Gek has increased. Health at maximum. Gek relic. The monoliths don't all give you major rewards. That may have been the best outcome. Probably the best outcome. Learn the Atlas word for beyond. But now that we have our scanner, even though I don't want to hang out on this planet too much, let's scan some trees for a bit of 500. 13,000. Not 60K, but it's a start. Didn't we have we had a mission to scan 5 minerals? Let's do that too. Come on, scan the plant. Or was it scan plants? I thought we had scanned minerals along with the other stuff. So sentinels, 8 sentinels, sentinels, 8 more. Flora, got it. Scan unique minerals, we did have one. 8 more sentinels. Just scan new minerals over by the ancient ruin. We don't need to go exploring anywhere here. How about a cobalt? Should be taking our second break already. But man, does this game just keep you going? Just one more thing, just one more thing. Just let me go over there. Let me grab that waypoint. Let me get this thing. Oh, I'm being attacked. Oh, I want that. How about this? Oh, look at that ship. Off in the distance. Gotta get back to base. Oh, I'm out of that. What? Woo! Sea Star going through the wormhole. Shotgun. Will I knock everyone out again this time? Will I be the only one to make it through? Is it rigged? Ah, you're all done with the day. Welcome back. That's the... I got you now. You're all done. Prepares for Jay's betrayal. No, no, no. Pillars of Zephyr. Flickering emblems appear on the stone. The foul scent of the Gek cannot be opposed. Scent. The first spawn commands all it surveys. We are masters of the stars. Our rule shall endure eternally. The Vy'keen and Korvax cower and despair at our name. There's the actual... It pointed us in a direction, but I didn't... There. So we're that way. Off planet. Cool. Well, I didn't really want to stay on this planet anyways. It's too cold. I don't have the protections. You don't trust my driving skills. No, it's Seastar. I think it was. I got credit for knocking out the whole crew last time. I didn't mean to. I got blamed would be more accurate. Credit? No. Blamed. I got blamed. Haha, revenge. Sweet revenge. Is there any reason? Clear the waypoints. Should we hit the trade outpost so that we've been there, so that we can ask another NPC for another location? Is that a thing? Does it matter? Like the crashed freighter and the trade post. If I don't visit these, does that block other NPCs in this system from giving us more directions? I know it kind of does. It does it permanently, though, until we visited them. Will they persist through multiple play sessions until we visited them? I still don't have a handle on how many types of multiples of different types of waypoints you can have simultaneously on a given world or something. I think you can only have a total of 5. So yeah, visiting them is kind of like clearing them, and then you could have more. So if I end up with 3 trade outposts on a planet, I don't want to visit 3 trade outposts, but we might have to just to be able to get more waypoints out of NPCs. Weather here is a deep freeze. A nice name. The Defeat of Souls. Work done, but you better still get out of the office, so catch you later. Alright. You're, hope you've gotten all settled in at the, assume you're at a hotel. Yeah, catch you from there. Hey, you want a relic, Supervisor Jack? Mission, huh? I already got missions. I'll see what your mission is, but I don't really need more missions. Scan creatures? Okay, that's the kind of mission I don't mind picking up. We will inevitably scan your creatures. Maybe we can do it from this platform. The risk of getting another waypoint on this cold world I don't want to stay on. I'd go for a drop pod. I'd go for a drop pod. Yeah. And I give you a gift in return. Drop pod's where it's staying on the planet a little longer. Gek relics too. Where's my ship? Hey, Von Buki. Welcome back. Good to see you. It is. It is going all right. But this world is way too cold. I don't have thermal protections for it. We're gonna get this drop pod. I have failed to find an S-Class scanner mod all day. I just grabbed an A-Class and we got our first movement mod, S-Class movement mod, and we're gonna go kill some Sentinels on a warmer planet. And we have 3 missions to kill 8 Sentinels at the same time. We should get about 600 nanites for that. Then we're gonna go buy another S-Class mod. But at some point tonight after the stream, I will probably make a bunch of warp fuel and go jump to a bunch of systems until I can find an S-Class scanner mod. So you guys are big. You don't fly away yet. Don't go there flying away. Come on, hang on. Just 2 more seconds. 2 more seconds. Thank you. He's gonna get eaten. Now let me scan the little guy before you kill him. I guess we can scan him once he's dead. That's the mineral. Come on, about the hunter. Sweats milk for infants. Does not fear death. Diet birds. Look, it was chasing something other than a bird. You did start again. Got a great start system with 5 planets, 1 moon, has everything you need. Cheers. Glad that worked out. When you say everything you need, you mean everything you need for Evermore? Just a good starter system? What kind of stuff? I mean, good on Cobalt? Cargo slots. Oh, those soon enough. I'm actually going to want those tech slots, but I can buy a few of those from on the cheap from a couple space stations. Lost it? Where'd he go? Little horned snow pup. Come back, Shane! Come back! Frost planet, toxic planet, 2 lush, 1 with fantastic caves but orange grass. Right on. I wasn't sitting on any drop pod data, was I? Nav data? No. Marked here. Yeah, this was on this world, right? Turn in world. Nearby, okay. So I hadn't really thought about that, trying to find a system to build a base in that has that combination of worlds. That has frost and scorched and toxic, so you can gather all the varied things. And then a nice one to live on. It's the caviest planet you've seen? You're tempted to start a major base there, huh? That's fun. Glad you found something like that. Okay. Stability injector. Sure, why not? We were helping random Gek. Let's get to another planet. Which isn't so cold. Go kill some sentinels. What about that break? God, I was supposed to take a break. Ah, you know what? Break time. I was supposed to take a break 30 minutes ago. So I will keep it pretty short. One song break. One song break. I'll be back in a few. Stay tuned. Wrong. There we go. That's the one.